Welcome back to My Carolina. We all know this is the time of year where we are supposed to be thankful and practice gratitude, but what if it's not that easy, or even weirder, considering why we should not be thankful?
Yeah, we don't usually think that way, right? But lucky for us, we have an expert in studio to help us navigate exactly how we're supposed to handle gratitude. Vincent Genna is back with all the information we need. Vincent, we love when you're here. We know our viewers love you as well. You always have some really, really great advice.
Well, I hope today is no exception, and I appreciate being here. Appreciate and am thankful for being here.
I'm noticing what you're doing there.
Right, it's called a segue.
Yes, we love the segue. Okay, so what do you mean, Vincent? We're not supposed to be grateful?
Oh, no, we are. We are supposed to be grateful. Let's do a little history about gratitude and thankfulness, okay? Whenever I ask somebody, what does it mean to be thankful? They say, well, to be grateful for something. I say, okay. So what does it mean to be grateful? And they're like, well, to appreciate something, okay? Well, what does it mean to be appreciative? Well, to be thankful. So the problem is that those are not definitions of each other. They're synonyms. They mean the exact same thing. But you see, we take things for granted because we've been taught about thankfulness and to be grateful for the longest time. Matter of fact, there's even a famous book, right? Rhonda Byrne wrote The Secret, and she wrote The Magic, which is now about being grateful, 30 Days of Gratitude in a gratitude journal, right? But the history of thankfulness and to be thankful starts from the beginning of our existence. And it actually started out of fear, because people then were thankful that the gods weren't harming them, that the lightning bolt missed them, hit their neighbor maybe, but didn't hit them. So let's be thankful that we weren't hurt in any way. As a matter of fact, we're so thankful and so grateful, we are going to sacrifice our prize lamb or goat to the gods, and they won't hurt us. So it was more of a need, more of an obligation than it was actually of what we were feeling. And then, when did you first hear to be thankful? When your neighbor gave you a glass of water, what did mommy say? Say thank you. Or when they put the food on the table, what did your parents say? You should be grateful that you got that food. There are people over in other countries that don't have that. So we actually started to become grateful and thankful for what we don't have rather than what we do have. We don't have starvation. I'm not one of those people. Oh, thank goodness. And then if you really look at it, what people wind up being more thankful for is what didn't happen to them last year. Oh, especially remember 2020, right? Everybody is talking about that. Well, every Thanksgiving since then, now for the past 2 years, people are saying, thank goodness that it's not 2020, and that didn't happen. So we wind up paying more attention to what we don't have rather than what we really do have, and don't even understand the actual meaning of it. Thankfulness, gratitude, appreciation are concepts, they're not emotions.
And we're going to get into that because there's so much to cover. And I see where you're going here, because I know our manifestation starts with what we're grateful for. And if we're grateful for what we don't have, then I don't know, are we manifesting the wrong things maybe? Or not putting it to our fullest power?
Because you're perfect, because gratitude is about bringing even more in for what you're thankful and grateful for, but we need to talk about what you should be thankful and grateful for.
All right, we're going to do that when we come back. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more.
Well, welcome back to My Carolina. We just went over why we shouldn't be thankful. Still trying to wrap our brains around that one, but now why we should be.
And that may sound weird, but, you know, Vincent Genna, he is back with more to explain and kind of roll out why we should be thankful. And it's not that we shouldn't be thankful. It's just that we should probably know the root of why we're thankful.
And we should be thankful for the right things.
Right.
What I was talking about earlier is the things we shouldn't be thankful for. Don't be thankful that something negative didn't happen to you, because that makes it sound like you have no control over it and you were lucky and fortunate. My goodness, I'm not like my neighbor who suffered this year. Whew, thank goodness for that. That's what we say all the time, right? So that does not acknowledge who we are as manifesting magnificent beings. Okay, so here's the secret about thankfulness. What is thankfulness all about? It's about acknowledging the joy you've received. Joy is a feeling. Thankfulness is not. So you receive joy when you receive something from your neighbor, from, a lot of people say, thank God, right? Thank God for life and stuff. But it's about the joy that you've gotten. Now you're acknowledging yourself. You are acknowledging what you've gotten out of the year. I'm thankful for the joy of having good health this year. Yeah, maybe last year my health wasn't as good, but this year I was able to take care of myself. I did more. I felt stronger. That made me feel good. You see, it's about acknowledging the goodness of what you're feeling out of life. Oh, I have a home. Well, what does the home do for you? Yeah, it gives you shelter and everything, but that's not what you should be thankful for. The joy of what that home does for you.
So do you think a good exercise to get into the habit of doing this with our gratitude list, instead of writing physical, material things that we're thankful for, to write emotions that we're thankful for feeling?
Yes, that's absolutely perfect, Amber. The whole reason. Why? You see, she's good. She's learning.
He told her this before.
That's why I keep coming back.
I need to learn more, so keep talking.
Well, here, let's talk about like friends and family and people, right? Everybody gets together for Thanksgiving, and we go around the table, and people, what are you thankful for? Well, I'm thankful for my friends. Why? Well, because they're in my life. And so what does that mean? They give me joy. I'm thankful. Well, that's why do we have friends? Just to be able to turn to borrow money when we're out of it? No, we have friends because it makes us feel good. It makes us feel good about ourselves. That's what we're thankful for. That's what we have gratitude. So when you're writing in your gratitude journal, like we've been told is a good thing to do, you write about the feelings you received during the year or during any time from those things in your life. Which is why even people who don't seem to have things in their lives still have reasons to be grateful. Now, the most important thing to be grateful about, everybody eliminates. They don't include it at all. Or they'll thank God, they'll thank their parents, they'll thank their families, they'll thank friends, but the most important thing to thank, the most important person, is yourself. You made the choices to bring that into your life. I thank me for being the person I am, to have friends like you.
For sure.
And when you say thank you to somebody, what you're doing is you're acknowledging for them the joy they gave you, and guess what that does for them? It makes them feel joy. So back in when the Pilgrims came here and Thanksgiving Day was created to start with, it wasn't just to say thank you to the Indians. The Indians helped the Pilgrims here learn how to grow and use the soil to produce crops. Well, that made the Pilgrims feel so good about themselves and about what they were doing. So in order to express that joy, I want to give that joy back to you. They cooked their food, they invited the Indians to share with them. We want to say, thank you. You gave us joy. We want to give you joy. That's the purpose. Not to go around and say thank you because we're afraid of what's going to happen if we don't. That's the obligation that was always instilled in us since we were children.
Such great advice, especially as we're all gathering. Our families are in town, our friends are in town. Even if we're alone, we always have some emotion to feel. We're going to continue this, and we're going to teach us how to take this gratitude and manifest more of it, and that's coming up next week, so you're going to want to watch that. But great advice for this weekend. Where can we find you and more information?
Well, you just go to vincentgenna.com. That would give me such joy for you to be able to go there, and I'd be so grateful and thankful for you to go there because I want to give joy back to you. You can connect with me. You can get my new book, The Secret That's Holding You Back, from that link or on Amazon.com, so that's the greatest place to connect with me and all my social media links.
Well, you bring us joy every time you're here, Vincent, so we appreciate you being here, and we are so thankful that you continue to express your wisdom upon us. So again, thank you for being here. Tune in next week for all of that information. We'll be right back.